What's shaking, YouTubeites and longboxers? Welcome to Lords of the Longbox presents the CovrPrice Comic Book Shakers, aka the Ofer list. Although I think you got a good chance of at least getting
I got
one or two.
I got one.
Yeah, one or
Yeah,
two. One or two, but the prices on them are pretty crazy. But, you know, it's nice to mix a little bit of DC and Marvel in here. I could have done an over-under on DC books in there since we haven't had a ton of DC books on here.
It's nice. It's a nice list.
Yeah, so while you guys are congregating, you know, tomorrow's Friday, so you know what that means. It's Freestyle Friday. So let's see if we can find some freestyle music for you guys, man. Hold on.
The baddest on the microphone apparatus is here. When I rock a rhyme, often eyes are dropping a tear. It's so beautiful, it's America's landscapes when this man makes lyrics like the syrups that you pour upon your pancakes. My mandate is to grip minds like a handshake. Spit a Land O'Lakes and go skinny dip with the fan base. Over any damn breakbeat, I hastily make pastries tastier than anything that Wolfgang makes. So take notes out of suckers, I make coats, lump of some like Bubba Gump, fishing on lake boats. I take jokes and turn the comedy into drama. I'm bagging on your mama, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer behind ya. I'm a rhyme writer, lock stock, smoking the ganja. Rebuttals befuddle, leaving a puddle of saliva, sillies. You couldn't handle Randall when I throw my grammar at you. It hit your head and you would think I threw a hammer at you. I point the camera at you like Herb Ritz. Develop it, then use the pictures to pick up bird shits. You're nervous as the impervious wordsmiths hanging out in Rafa's new crib come with the verses.
It's tomorrow's Friday. You got to do freestyle music as well as freestyle rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful. I love that.
Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Gabe, say what's good to the people.
What up, everybody? Welcome in tonight. Ready for some fun? Ready to talk about some rare, crazy, cool comics? We're in for that tonight, guys. So make that happen.
Speaking of crazy, rare, cool, Dark Side Jedi.
Shake, shake, shake it up Thursday night. You know that the fun is here, everybody. And, man, we got some good books. I'm excited.
Yeah. Speaking of fun, the master of fun himself, JB, say what's good to people.
Hey, man, it's time to pander to this audience a little bit. Thank you for showing up. If you're enjoying us, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We got a fantastic list tonight. The knowledge that we're going to drop, man, it's fantastic. Good stuff.
Yep, stick around because after we do the 10 shakers, we're going to go see what's shaking today. Once again, this show is sponsored by our friends over at CovrPrice.com. Price guides, collections, trends, movers, and shakers, and the top 10 list. Go check out our friends for $6.99 a month for your collection needs. Also, friends at Key Collectibles. Go to Facebook.com Key Collectibles or Instagram.com Key Collectibles for all your CGC facilitating needs, pressing, cleaning, slabbing, all that good stuff. That's my friend. Hit him up on, they'll hook you up, man. I got a very fast turnaround on my pressing time, so I'm very happy with them. So if your presser is taking a long ass time, forget about them. Dump them and go with Key Collectibles. Anyway, the show is also sponsored by our friends at KRScomics.com. Use discount code of LOTLB. That's Lords of the Long Box, LOTLB, because this drops tomorrow. I have a feeling this is going to be hot because it features Miles Morales. What if he became Wolverine?
Oh, man.
Miles Morales, Wolverine together? I mean, that's hot.
Money.
Yeah.
Sick venom, too.
You had me at
Yes.
the homage cover.
Speaking of our friends at KRS Comics, these are the top 10 selling comics this week. Let me run through them real fast. Number 1, Amazing Spider-Man number 1, the Art Germ variant. Hulk number 6, the Ryan Otley cover. Amazing Spider number 1, the Gleason Webb head variant. Remember those Gleason variants he was doing a while back? Amazing Spider-Man number 1, the facsimile edition at number 4. Black Panther number 5, Alex Ross getting down with it. Spider-Punk number 1, the Javi Garan 1 of 5. Speaking of which, I've been telling you guys this. Don't sleep on Spider-Punk. Get Hobart, go whatever his name is. Spider-Punk's first appearance. I was told he's going to be in Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, the animated movie. Amazing Spider-Man number 238, another facsimile edition. Dang, these are all the hot things, huh? Black Panther number 5. What? A Greg Land sighting. Wow. Greg Land variant. All right. See my man Greg Land. Wow. Hulk number 5, Ryan Otley. And to round off the top 10 selling comics on CovrPrice today, these are all new comics, by the way. We have Demons.
On KRS.
On KRS Comics. The foil cover. So this drops tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. What if Miles Morales became the Wolverine? And once again, boys and girls, this is the weekly Shakers list. This comes from our friends at CovrPrice, focusing on new sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shakers list. This list changes several times every day, so make sure you check it out every day to review some of the hottest trending books on the market and get ready for your offer list. All right, because pretty sure the first one, good offer. What do we got for number 1?
Oh man, at number 1 is definitely an offer. We've got Aliens issue number 1, but wait, the 5th print, originally published in 1988 from Dark Horse Comics, and we know that the first appearance of Aliens in this first issue is one expensive book in high grade. However, that high price used to only be designated for the first print. Even with scarcity, subsequent printings were typically seen as worthless. It's only recently that even older subsequent printings have been sought after, let alone match or surpass their first print's market value. However, that's exactly what this 5th print for Aliens did, with a new all-time high this week of $1,025 for a 9.8. Though when you look at a 5th print for a 1988 Dark Horse issue and then add in this all-black cover, finding a 9.8 in this difficult to find print is a huge feat. These various printings all seem similar upon first glance. However, the 4th and 5th print are missing the black border that the first 3 printings had, with the image filling the entire cover. Now, the major difference between the 4th and the 5th print is a brownish tint throughout the cover. The 4th print is the most vibrant of all the printings, so that one typically stands out. Regardless, what this tells us is to grab any Aliens printing, especially if it's in high grade.
Hey, FOMO, grab them all.
Grab them all.
But
grab every printing.
okay, so I'm trying to think back in 1988, and probably Gabe and I will probably remember. I'm trying to think print runs for Dark Horse Comics. I don't think they were that high. Even even for Aliens, I'm trying to remember. So with subsequent printings, they weren't that high to begin with. Nowadays you get a first print, just like tons. The print run was huge, but if you remember back in the 80s, a lot of indie comics had multiple printings, like most famously Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? I mean, as well as some other Tick and some other indie comics. But I remember like a wall book for me back then was, remember the Aliens #1, the platinum cover?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like a $30-$40 book. I was like, wow, that's expensive. You know, it was 1988, but you know, it was a wall book. And then I just saw it again recently for like $10. I had to get it because it was a nostalgia buy. Because you know, when something that when you thought was, you know, expensive when you were younger, you snatching up, just say, ha, see, time, I got you. Anyway, Aliens #1, the 5th print from Dark Horse Comics from 1988, breaking the grand barrier. 5th print.
Hey, Tivo, quick question. If you're scoring at home and you have a first print,
Nope, doesn't count.
Nope, doesn't count. Got to be 5th print.
Nope,
Okay, just
gotta have to have 5th print. Gotta have 5th print.
9.8. 9.8.
Yeah. And it has to be a 9.8.
Get out of here. Nobody's gonna have 9.8.
All right. Well, we'll let you have just a 5th print, even if it's a 9.8, even if it's pure trash. All right. What do we got up next?
All right, coming up next is this Batman Fortnite 0 number 1 Batman Day 1 in 500 Chrome Edition from DC Comics in 2021. By the time the Batman Fortnite 0 Batman Day special, that's a lot to say, came out in September of 2021, the comic community had already slogged through 6 issues of the Epic Comics / DC calibration. It was curious at first to imagine Batman and Catwoman engaging with the Fortnite characters and to think that this was supposedly all canon for the Batman story. But after 6 issues, it was getting a little tiring to collect. Each issue would spike and fall due to Fortnite item codes included in the issues. Perhaps the gimmick was good for the Batman brand in video gaming, but didn't sense a lot of excitement from comic book collectors for Fortnite in comics. Then DC put out this one shot, and they went big, producing a 1 in 100 and 1 in 500 for this follow-up special. Not surprisingly, few people bought enough copies to qualify for the Chrome 1 in 500 ratio variant. It's rare, and a 9.8 graded copy sold this week for $1,775. Donald Mustard, a writer, artist, and creator of Batman Fortnite, is also the chief creative officer of Epic Games and a creator of Fortnite. Some collectors are clearly betting that we haven't seen the last of Fortnite in comic books.
So does this issue also have the Fortnite code in it, or no?
I don't know if
because
this one had the code. I know the miniseries.
Because I remember when these came out, they were constantly on our top 10 list because it was people outside of the normal comic book collectors were buying them just to get the codes. I think for like skins for characters, because I remember each comic was bagged. So then, you know, people can just flip through it, get the code, and just leave the book on the shelf. So it was a good sales marketing thing because those books were selling out the day of. Because
they were on those top 10 lists all the time.
Well, yeah, nobody bought them, and then if you get all the stay-at-home moms who are going out to get this for their kid, and they disappear really quick. So
I got a funny story about that at my LCS. So I was there, and then some chick was in there, and you could tell like her boyfriend was telling her what to get. And she was like, well, there's 2 of them, this, that, and this. I said, hey, darling, you want this one? That one's the variant. And then the guy was like, who's that dude talking to you? She goes, oh, that's Tivo. Goes, oh, yeah, listen to Tivo. I'm just kidding. But no, it was funny because she was on the phone. Like, you could tell she had no idea what she was looking for. He was like, honey, it's just get that one. And I was like, oh, this poor chick, you know.
It looks
swimming
like
in
it has this character on it. Pick it up for me.
Exactly. It's like, God damn, send her a picture at least. Help her out. All right, Batman Fortnite 0 the Batman Day Special Edition Chrome 1 in 500. Wow. I'm telling you, Fortnite fan, the amount of players on Fortnite is huge. Ryan can tell you that. His boys are on that.
They're still playing.
All right, speaking of Ryan, you got the next one. What's up next?
Yeah, and you know, everyone, this one is really near and dear to my heart. This is what got me into comic books. New 52 brought me into the comic book world. So you can thank this issue for Darkside Jedi being on YouTube. And DC Comics, the New 52, the free comic book day special edition #1. It's also got a hometown boy. I love it. He's from Dearborn, Michigan. First appearance of the guy. There are numerous free comic book day exclusives that are worth more than you would think. While not intended to be rare collectibles, when they feature a first appearance of a popular title or character, they do tend to shoot up in value. At this point in 2012, the Free Comic Book Day program had been running for 10 years. While popular, it's nowhere near the event it is today. Due to the large printings, most characters didn't even look at these free books, and either speculate on them either. Large printings, most collectors didn't even want them. So the New 52 was an immensely controversial reboot for DC, and many fans saw it as a jumping off point. Well, I saw it as a jumping on point. So these New 52 Free Comic Book Day special editions weren't seen as a book to save. 10 years later, it's a challenge to find a non-stamped copy in high grade. There are also numerous versions which have store logos, information coupons that cover a good chunk of the left side book. It makes a non-logo, non-stamped version quite desirable. Add in the fact that it's a first appearance of Green Lantern, Simon Baz, then you can see why this recently sold for a new high sale of $500 for a CGC 9.8.
Wow.
Being one of the few Lebanese superheroes with a cool aesthetic that differs from previous Earth-based lanterns, there's high expectation that Simon will appear on the upcoming HBO Green Lantern series. Fingers crossed. I love
That's
this
a
character. I don't
that's
even
a
collect
pretty-
Green Lantern, but I have this guy.
That's a pretty good investment. Free comic and then flip it for $500. Whatever
Right.
rating costs
But remember what they said, non-stamped.
Actually, that's my gripe with this cover is that damn white stamp takes up like 15-20% of the cover art. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
it's like huge. It's to me, it's like whatever. But I mean, for a while there were some free comic book days that there every now and then they would sprinkle in a new character, but for the most part, and unfortunately for the last 2 years because of COVID, they haven't really gone as big as they used to for free comic book day, right? So we shall see, man. But wow, a new 52 book, free comic book day.
Cool. And it's New 52. Really, seriously. I didn't collect comics as a kid. I've told everyone this a million times, but it was the New 52 that brought me into the store.
Wow, my
So
condolences.
a lot of people hate it, but guess what? I love it.
Yeah,
He didn't know any better.
Everybody has their vices, right? All right, New 52 free comic book day from 2012, issue
God,
number
you gotta
1.
shit on people, man. Damn.
500 bones. Wow. All right, and this next one's a really cool one. What do we got up next?
Man, this is bringing me way
People
back.
have hate in their hearts.
Next up, we've got Heavy Metal Magazine, issue number 1, originally published in 1977 from H&M Communications. Now, when this title launched in 1977, it stood out on newsstands as it sat next to titles like National Lampoon. It featured a unique blend of erotica, sci-fi, and fantasy. It had an overall modern steampunk feel that took a mainstream approach to underground comics. The art and stories were very mature, though not nearly as racy as some of the more popular independent comics. The series boosted the profiles for creators like Bernie Wrightson, Roger Corman, Walt Simonson, Jim Steranko, Arthur Sudum, Frank Frazetta, and H.R. Geiger. Now, artist Jean-Michel Nicolet set the tone perfectly for heavy metal
Well
with his
done
cover
with the name.
for the
Wow,
first
all right.
issue. The magazine had a positive effect on modern day comics and was a pop culture phenomena in its own, with a 9.8 almost doubling the last 9.8 sale of $492 back in August of 2021. Now, this first issue should be a must-have for key historical comic collectors.
Yeah, I think just like
I agree.
Nowadays, there's heavy metal. They have a comic format. There's a heavy metal comic. Most famously, Tarna, the chick from the animated series, with the white hair. They relaunched her issue. I remember because I interviewed the writer who was doing Tarna. I still have heavy metal the movie on VHS. And I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely
one.
love
Oh
it.
my God, I love that movie.
People don't remember. If you don't remember, John Candy was also in that. He was
Yeah.
the voice of one of the kids. Richard Corbin's
Kid.
Den was in it.
man.
Fucking Devo was in it in one of the songs. That song, Heavy Metal. It's such a great.
Sammy
great-
Hagar,
such-
man? Come on.
High
Sammy
school
Hagar did heavy
parties
metal.
to
Yeah,
go watch
yeah.
heavy metal.
Yeah, but I remember as a kid though, seeing heavy metal like at the and they used to have them in like supermarkets, right? You know, and I would flip through and I was like watching a Playboy or something. I was like, oh my god, there's naked boobies, you know, in cartoon form here. What am I doing? I'm gonna get in trouble. But
there's robot boobies on the cover there.
yeah, but yeah, heavy metal is like National Lampoon magazine. You know, I remember we were talking about it a couple weeks ago. Cartoons, that magazine. It was like basically it was a comic magazine about cars and the cartoons. Anyway, and Google it, you guys. It's a thing. Trust me. So, Heavy Metal Magazine #1 from HM Communications, 1977. I think 9.8 for $800 is undervalued in my opinion, because this is, you know, historical. By the way, there was another heavy metal kind of reboot that was done on Netflix. Not as good the original, but go look it up. It came out, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. I think, and in France they have something called Metal Hurlant, which was like an offshoot of heavy metal as well. You know, my old age, my, you know, memory slides, but there was a newer version, because I remember I saw it pop up and I just sat there and I watched it. It was kind of loosely based off of the original, right? There was some themes, but you know, it was like it was, you know, totally different. I was at the same time.
There's a great episode of South Park where they parody heavy metal. It's called Major Boobage. Kenny gets cat pee in his face, and it's like a drug, and he ends up going into heavy metal land. It's phenomenal if you're a South Park fan or a heavy metal fan.
Man, that is freaking awesome. I'm gonna have to find that.
I thought the Devo song in heavy metal was "We're Through with Being Cool." So correct me if I'm wrong. I remember because it goes, "We're through with being cool." Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, all right. So heavy metal on the list. So 1, 2, 3. This is the 5th one on the list. Too bad Jack isn't here. He could talk to us about it. What do we got for number 5?
Number 5 is this awesome Invincible #2 Tyler Kirkham Whatnot Adam Eve Virgin Color Edition.
This is a pretty one.
Limited to 1,000 copies. Coming up from Image Comics 2003. Whatnot's exclusive Invincible #1 variants for Mark, Omni-Man, and now Adam Eve with issue #2 have been some of the hottest variants for the past several months. While the standard trade dress copies of #1 have settled a bit, the Adam Eve set is on fire, with the standard cover selling for a fair market value of $400. The Virgin and a sketch both trending at about $450 raw. They have a print run of $1,500 for the trade, $1,000 for the Virgin and sketch, and $150 for the gold. We have not seen any gold sales outside of Whatnot. What's interesting is how these variants are rolling out. Typically, exclusives are sold and then shipped out at the same time. Most buyers get their copies around the same time, list their extra sets, and end up flooding in the market, bringing the value down. However, these exclusives are only sold through Skybound and a handful of sellers, limiting the flow of copies in the market. This then increases desirability and therefore the huge sales you're seeing on a daily basis. It's an interesting examination on aftermarket sales, supply, and demand.
So is this one the one that the blood shines? It's like got a foil? Because Kirkham was showing one where the blood area was foil, nothing else.
Yeah, I don't think this is it.
That's not.
I think this is the Virgin color.
This
so
is
yeah,
a
there's
different
that
one. Okay.
I think the
other
gold
one,
one's
yeah.
the shiny one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah.
gold one's the shiny one.
And
that shit was cool, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn, I don't know. It says limited to 1,000, but you know, it was hard for LCS to say. I wish Jack was here because he could probably explain it better than we could. But yeah, I saw that Tyler Kirkham one, and he signed it in like a pink pen. But there was like where the blood is and everything. It did look pretty dope. Yeah. All the covers that Kirkham did on the Invincible Whatnot drops are pretty dope, man. Really nice. Very, very bloody. I can't wait for season 2 of Invincible to drop, man. Season 1 is so good, man. So good. And it's just such a fraction of the story. The story of Invincible is huge.
We've seen nothing yet. Nothing
yet. We're talking galaxy, interplanetary, space, all kinds of craziness. And so I think they just barely touched the surface on stuff.
You're not ready for Conquest, people. Go read that. Go read Invincible any way you can. You're not ready for what's coming up.
It cracks me up is the one-eyed character that was voiced by Seth Rogen. I still crack
Alan?
up. All right. So as always, we're halfway there, boys and girls. Let's check out our sponsor, MySlabs.com. Now My Slabs is now selling raw as well. So it's instead of 1% for slabs, it's 1% for slabs, but 3% for raw. But you can sell issues or sets. So check out our friends at Whatnot, or excuse me, don't Whatnot. Excuse me, I was looking at this. Our friends at myslabs.com. Sign up and join the 1% revolution or 3% revolution.
Tired of paying 10%, 15%, or more to sell your cards, comics, and digital collectibles? How does 1% sound? Too good to be true? Well, not anymore. MySlabs.com is the web's premier user-driven marketplace for buying and selling slabbed cards, sealed wax, and now slabbed comics and digital collectibles. So the next time you're forced to pay 10% or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com and join the 1% revolution.
Yeah, my prediction is that eBay will be forced to change their pricing eventually.
I
because
love
of all
what are My Slabs, and they just added, they just added a feature where you can save your searches now, so that makes it even better. It's really coming along. It's a great platform.
Yeah. What's that noise in the background? You guys hear that? Okay, that sounds better. All right, so Invincible number 2, the Tyler Kirk and Whatnot variant. Let's see what's going on. We're down the back half, the back 9. What do they call it? Whatever. I don't play golf. Anyway, what do we got next?
The back 9. We're on the back 9. Yep. The back 5.
Yeah.
Marvel must have X-Force number 1. This is from 2008. Craig Kyle, Chris Yost, and Clayton Crane produced a new X-Force series that focused on a new elite team of mutants without hesitation to kill. Led by Wolverine, this covert mutant team were sent out to take care of issues that the core X-Men teams couldn't or wouldn't do. To match this more violent X-book, Clayton Crane produced a bloody variant for the first 5 issues. In 2008, Marvel reproduced many of their hot titles into must-have series, collecting the first several issues. This X-Force Marvel must-have collected issues 1 through 3 and features an alternate cover of X-Force number 2. However, in this new version, Crane replaced the blood with puppies and rainbows, while also replacing the core cast of mutants' serious expressions with smiles, which somehow look even more sadistic. For over a decade, this has steadily increased in value, leading to this week's new raw height of $79. One online buyer is even looking for a cool, oh my God, not a cool million, a cool $1,000 for their raw copy. While this won't reach that level value anytime soon, I think it's definitely a book to look out for, and graded copies will do well too.
This is so
really
weird.
fun
I have
cover.
never seen this before.
I've never seen it either. It's
And the
hilarious.
smile on
I can
her
see
face
why
is
it's sold for
sadistic.
this amount.
Yeah, now that you pointed it out to me, I just realized there's puppies and rainbows. I was just like,
Puppies, rainbows, and they're all smiling. And it looks weird.
These covers is what put Creighton Crane on my map. Like that's when I started realizing how cool he was, because these covers were great on this series. This
Yeah,
is such a great X-Force series. I loved it.
Were there other Marvel must-haves, or was it just this X-Force? Because I'm trying to remember Marvel must-haves at all. Because I mean, if you notice in the upper left-hand corner, they actually in the logo it says Marvel must-have.
I think they did like an X-23 one or an NYX or something like that. Oh, they did a Ultimate Spider-Man one. I don't know if it was called must-have, but it was the first 3 issues kind of collected like this.
In the bottom left-hand corner, it says it's collecting X-Force 1 through 3. So this was like
must
not
be
a
a
trade
fat-ass
size,
issue.
but
Yeah, it must be a big ass issue.
giant size issue.
Yeah. So there you go, man. Marvel must have. If they tell you must have it, you must have it. X-Force issue number 1 from 2008. All right, this one I think that people got a good chance of getting this one on there. What do we got next?
All right, man, this book is on fire. Now, Miles Morales, Spider-Man issue number 13 from 2019. This book is featuring the first appearance of Billy Morales, Miles Morales' sister. Now, all covers for this issue are hot right now. This standard issue hit a high of $75 raw this week. The second print is selling for $85 with a recent 9.8 sale of $350. The Raza cover is selling for $130 raw with a high 9.8 sale of $404. And lastly, the Venom Island variant is at $50 raw with a $400 in 9.8. This book is specifically trending due to the solicitations from Miles Morales issue number 38 as a timeline where Miles's clone Selim is victorious and the only thing standing in the evil Spider-Man's way is a rebellion led by General Genki and a very grown-up and extremely badass Capitan Billy. Due to the verbiage in the same name spelling, this led to clear speculation that we're going to see a grown-up Billy Morales. Expect prices to continue to surge forward.
Wow. So all come forward for Billy Morales, who is in the comics and the regular continuity was just a baby. And this joins the kind of, the kind of pantheon of comics that have font that's been destroyed, right? If you think about, classic covers where, like if you think of Carmine Infantino Batman, I think probably one of the earliest
That was
issues
the most famous one, right?
Right, where where the characters actually interact with the actual logo of the comic. This kind of follows that tradition, and I believe Hulk has done. I mean, a lot of people have done it, but there's like like I said, in the collecting world, there's a lot of subsects of collecting, right? Anything from bondage covers to floating head covers. I mean, pick a hashtag and then you'll see it on that given week, Floating Head Friday, or, there'd be something, for a while I was collecting Wonder Woman bondage covers for a while, I remember one time I talked King of the Golden State into buying a 9.6 when I was up in the Bay Area, and I was like, dude, you got to get this Wonder Woman bondage covers. Okay. You think later, man. It was the one with Wonder Woman strapped to a bomb. That one, right? The famous bondage cover. It's
that was great.
Super just like out there, like she's totally strapped to a bomb. The bomb looks very phallic, and it's like, and there's like a subset of collectors. You see it, just Google bondage covers, and there's a whole thing about them, man. So Miles Morales, Spider-Man, how'd I get from like Billy Morales to bondage covers? I'm just saying there's little side hustles of collecting that people do. So Miles Morales, Spider-Man issue number 13 coming in from 2019, $75 for a raw copy, just out of nowhere. All right. I think people got a good chance on this one too. What do we got up next?
All right, coming up next here, we got the Moon Knight #1 second print from the 2014 run, with Moon Knight books on the rise across the board. This hard-to-find second print is rapidly climbing in price. Though it's this series' focus of Mr. Knight that makes this issue so desirable, his first full appearance in this issue has a huge new high sale this week with a CGC 9.8 going for $750. That's a huge boost for a book that typically sells raw at $50.
Yeah, so I mean, my favorite of this run is still the Bill Sienkiewicz variant where he's like sitting on a throne. I mean, that's from this Moon Knight run as well, and I think that's still the priciest one of them all, because it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it's like full on Moon Knight sitting on a throne, not Mr. Knight. And then I think because recently they released Moon Knight posters featuring Mr. Knight. And I'll be straight up honest with you, not my favorite version of Moon Knight. I want flowing cape, throwing, crescent stars and all that stuff. I wasn't a big fan of Mr. Knight, but, apparently we're going to get him in the Disney Plus series. So I think it's a few weeks away, right? God.
The 30th.
Time's flying.
The 30th, yeah.
Crazy. If you guys want something to tide you over while you're waiting, there is a crazy-ass new show on Netflix called The Guardians of Justice. Just go in there and watch it without knowing anything about it, and you're just going to be tripping. Just know this: Diamond Dallas Page is the main actor.
Oh well, then I'm sold.
So
I'm sold.
You had me right there.
It's not going to win any Oscars or Emmys or anything, but it's kind of it's like half animation, and I won't give it away, but just peep it out. It's totally batshit insane. I watched the first episode last night. I was like, this is bonkers. This is absolutely bonkers, man. But it's something to tide you over, man. Because after a while, you finish everything, and you're like, what can I binge next? Because typically, I think new stuff drops on Netflix on Friday, so I normally log in. Like, I finished Vikings Valhalla in like a day and a half, and I was like, I need something else. I need my fix. So I guess Guardians of Justice is going to be my fix until the next one. All right, so Moon Knight #1, the second print. It has that light blue border. That's how you can tell. Also,
what's the first print go for?
We'll look it up, but
that's interesting.
The one in 75, Bill Sienkiewicz, is the most expensive one in this run of Moon Knight #1.
Sure, I just meant the red one. Like the first.
Well, we'll look it up later.
Okay,
and we'll see. Cool. But I don't think the #1 is going for, because second printings typically maybe in 2014 were lower print run than #1.
Sure,
so
sure.
people always looking for scarcity. So now they try to make something out of something.
I always try to figure out the logic of collectors, and I just have to stop because I never will. But that's cool. I mean, $750, good for them.
Yeah. Well, Moon Knight hype is real, man.
That's
all
great.
Right. All right. So we go from Moon Knight issue #1 to something definitely an offer, man.
Yeah, this one I looked at, I'm like, I've never even seen it. The Witcher #1, the Stan Sakai ECCC 2014. This book was actually limited to 1,000 issues. We often talk about the timing of when the best time to sell a book is. Typically, it's right after the very first trailer or for the film or the first series of comic book-based content. Though that's not what's happening for The Witcher. After a successful first season, a second season followed and was released on December 17th. Usually the market moves on after a week or two. However, this rare variant had an all-time high sale of $330 for, get this, a raw copy this week. It's almost triple the raw price in November of 2021 of $136, and just barely matched the all-time high of $342 for a graded 9.8. To top this trend off, the second series was met with mixed reviews. So despite all these factors, this continues to trend upward. Man,
I'm to be honest with you, I am not a fan of this cover. Stan Sakai is, known for Usagi Yojimbo, right? That's what Stan Sakai is known for, right? And this doesn't even look like anything like, it's just, I don't know. I'm not feeling it, and because a lot of times people get it for the cover art. This is definitely maybe because for the first appearance, because I'm not feeling this cover at all. No offense to you, Mr. Sakai, you're still great, but I'm not digging this cover at least. So, wow, so it was an Emerald City Comic-Con limited to 1,000 though. So, that'll get you some stuff. All right. This last issue here is, this will divide a ton of people, but hey, we report the news, boys and girls. We only report the news. Don't shoot the messenger.
That's right. Don't shoot the messenger. Here we go. The Incredible Hulk issue number 180, originally published in 1974. And folks, an issue of Hulk from 1974 where he fights Wendigo just sold raw for $5,988.
Oh,
did you hear me? Nearly $6,000 for a 70 Hulk? Well, the last page happens to feature the first full appearance of Wolverine, that adamantium-boned, feral Canadian X-Men, although joining the X-Men was still a year out at this point. The issue is obviously a bit of a controversy, with some fans arguing that this isn't really Wolverine's first appearance because he doesn't appear on the cover, nor throughout most of the story. A cameo, they call it. However, facts argue the contrary. This is Wolverine's first appearance. In this issue, when Hulk enters Canadian airspace, the Air Force immediately recognizes the threat, and for the first time we see Mobilize Weapon X in print. At the crescendo of Hulk's battle with Wendigo on the final page, we see Wolverine for the first time as he lunges forward toward the combatants, shouting, "All right, you freaks, just hold it. If you really want to tangle with someone, why not try your luck against the Wolverine?" So, Wolvie is mentioned by the Canadian military. Pages later, he's seen in full figure, introducing himself by shouting his name. That sounds like a first appearance, right?
Nope. I refuse to believe it.
Hey, man.
I'm not done. Designed by Marvel's in-house art director, John Romita Sr., Wolverine was not yet the gruff little guy we all grew to love. He he wasn't mentioned as being a mutant, and his retractable claws were originally housed in his gloves. His character would be developed to great success after he joined the forthcoming International X-Men team in 1975. The character given the spotlight throughout the following issue of Hulk, the following issue, 181 that is, introduction and one of the greatest comic book covers of all time. But make no mistake, he got his start right here in issue number 180. That's why this kind of unassuming Hulk book is so wildly desired and rapidly increasing in value. The true response to a 180 and 181 is, you know what I'm going to say, buy them both.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's whatever, whatever the market dictates, right? If but this is spurred on obviously what's seen Professor X into the Multiverse of Madness. There's been rumors of Wolverine casting news, so 180, 181, hell, 182, all the books are gonna jump up in price. You know what I'm saying? So Incredible Hulk issue number 180, raw near mint for $6,000. Man, I really hope he gets a 9.8 back if he gets it graded. But that is amazing to me. Speaking of amazing, boys and girls, let's go see what's shaking today, boys and girls. Before I do that, though, here, since somebody invoked it, for whoever sold this one Hulk 180, you know what you get, right?
Congratulations.
Bam.
But you also
hold
get
on.
a cannonball.
No, you're gonna get. I can't even find it now. Where the fuck is it?
Money.
Slower.
I'm like, yeah. I killed it.
Killed it. You've lost it.
That works too.
All right, let's go see what's shaking today, boys and girls, because it changes several times a day. Where am I?
Man, great list today. Actually, I was going over the Shakers list this morning, and the top of that list is fantastic.
Yeah. So this was the top 10 that we cover every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. Twig is still a thorn in my side. I don't know.
The tweaked out. What do we say? Cookie
Teletubby? Yeah. Teletubby on bath salts. Yeah. That's the weekly movers, right? But we're here to see what's
Shakers.
shaking.
Oh, look what we have right there, right in front of us.
Oh boy, look at that. I got 4 of
Look at you
those.
showing off, dude. Showing
I actually
off.
have this 298 too. Hold on, let me add this.
Oh, get out of here.
I'm gonna show you guys how to do it.
How easy it is. Look at this.
So I actually have a CGC 9.8.
Do you have a newsstand? Because that's what's
Boom. That easy.
Oh, damn. No, I don't.
Oh, that's why.
Maybe that's why. Let me see. Do I have this one?
Yeah.
I better remove it. So here, I'll show you guys how to do that.
Perfect. We're getting a great crash
Yeah,
course.
actually go into that one to
Showing
find
you guys
it.
how to do it. Yeah.
Oh, it says you only own
collection.
one. Oh no, it's a different one.
Yeah. So I mean,
Newsstand.
should I don't need to tell you that in 1988 newsstand and direct stand, what the difference was, right? We've talked about that ad nauseum. So, the usual suspects, go. Oh, holy cow. My Silver Surfer is close to $8,000 now. Wow.
Ooh.
We were just talking how they paid $5,000 for a raw Hulk 180. Look what someone paid raw for that Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I mean, let me talk about this comic because this kind of made the rounds of social media. So if you watched SNL, they had a skit over the weekend, and it was basically the behind the scenes of like Nickelodeon slime. And one of the sketches, there's a guy reading what looks to be ASM 194. And then he got slimed, and then the book got totally slimed. And people were like, how dare they do that? But if you look closely, it was like a facsimile or a cover to it, because when he got slimed, you can see there was another book inside of it. So fear not. They did not damage. But that whole episode was full of like geek references. But it was just amazing. SNL was showing an Amazing Spider-Man, 194 on there. I know it was a skit about remember the old slime things from Nickelodeon?
The craziest thing I ever saw, and I don't know if it's true, it's probably fake, I'm hoping, but some girl was at a con ripping up 181.
Oh yeah. I remember that one.
Jesus.
That was Amazing Fantasy 15, I believe, was the one that she wrecked, right? She
I thought it was Hulk
No,
181.
it was a 180. It was a 181.
Oh, Hulk 181. Yeah, that's definitely fake. Yeah, that was definitely fake. That was yeah. Forget her. She's stupid. And if it wasn't fake, then her boyfriend broke up with her, or she didn't have one. But
Man,
look at
Bucky's
this.
in trouble.
All Select Comics number 9 from Marvel 1945, $3,400. Look at this Golden Age baddie. Look at that. Bucky,
What are
look
those
at that.
things? Like aliens with football helmets?
What are those alien? Those are
Yeah. We got the Human Torch and Toro, I do believe, right? I believe that's the Human Torch had a sidekick named Toro at the time, if I remember correctly. Moon Knight, which one is which?
So what is that? A Pence variant?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Pence variant.
The Pence variants used to be worthless, and now it's like my buddy. Funny story, bought a 9-pence variant by accident of War by Night number 32. But you know what? I think he's looking pretty good right now because
Yeah,
the 7.0 just sold for $2,000. But because he was like, dude, I thought it was that when I first bought it, because it was like a buy it now, and he saw it on eBay, he immediately just bought it. So I think he bought it for like, $100. So I was like, yeah, dude, I think you're doing okay now.
did fine.
I think you'll be all right.
Whoa,
I think you'll
look
be
at
all
that.
right.
3 different
what is-
Avenger number 4s.
What's different about them? I don't get
Let's
it.
look.
One's a 4.0.
The price is different.
One's a raw. One's a
Yeah.
4.5.
Oh, they're reporting on the
Yeah,
different
because remember,
grades.
this is not on unit sales. These are individual sales.
No, it's the high
so-
sales. It's the price.
Yeah, so this is when Captain America came back. Oh, this is the Golden Record
Oh, that's
reprint.
the golden record reprint.
Yeah. So this is when Captain America got thawed out. First Silver Age appearance, Captain
1500
America.
for the golden record reprint.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for this one in the Golden Record reprint. The Journey into
1,700
Mystery.
for a 4 or 5. You might as well just bought that if you didn't have it already.
Yeah, jeez. Journey into Mystery is the only grail that I'm missing. I have my first appearance of Doctor Strange, first appearance of Silver Surfer, and I need a Journey into Mystery.
You can do
83. I don't know about now, man.
Oh, look at that Lois Lane with her as a witch.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's the number 1. Yeah.
Featuring the Witch of Metropolis.
Great
Thanks to
guns,
this witch broomstick, now I can fly as fast as you, Superman. Great guns. Lois has supernatural powers, and they may prove mightier than mine. Yes, because your weakness is magic, Superman. 4.0 is $1,300. Wow. There you go. It's just, hey, there's golden than them here. Looking them Golden Age comics. Speaking of which, look at this.
National Comics. Punch a Nazi in the face.
Is that the same Uncle Sam? Is that the same Uncle Sam that's from DC? Because you know how I think in DC they had a group called the Freedom Fighters, and there was a character named Uncle Sam. But this, I wonder if this is the same. I wonder if DC bought quality comics. So I'm trying to, but yeah, Uncle Sam is a kind of goofy character in the DC. I think it was in Earth, whatever alternate Earth, where it's Justice Society, right? When they have like
Like the bomb guy. I forget what his name is.
Yeah. What's in? I see. I already know why this is. This is 30-cent variant of this.
30-cent variant.
That's why I don't show it on my list. But yeah, 30-cent, $900 and an 8.5. That seems to be pretty cheap to me because very low print run on these 30-cent variants. You can see it right kind of jump off the page at you when you look at the regular one. It says 25 cents, and they in certain markets they push it up by 5 cents to see how it would do, and then and they went from there. But Young Avengers, good to see that on here. My friend Doctor Strange on here. I'm surprised we haven't seen more Batman comics with the Batman coming out. Right,
Robin
Detective
looks like he's in trouble.
Isn't he always? $6.99 for a 3.0 from Detective, which boggles my mind. It was already on 92 issues in 1944. That is nuts, right?
You can't even find a decent copy to even scan for.
No, they'd be
how rare
surprised.
that thing is.
Exactly, it's so rare. It's like let me see what I can find. That's the best thing we could do. Look at this. Apparently Superman needs a parachute. Or
No, he
he
doesn't. He's
doesn't.
just falling.
That's
But
just
why
a
does he
fact.
have the backpack parachute on though?
He doesn't have a parachute on.
The parachute's white and is
He
strapped
just has
in
a
the front.
backpack on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just
Oh,
his
he's just got
back.
a backpack.
But Superman has a gun though. Apparently. for some
What kind of
reason.
gear
Going to
does
war,
Superman need?
He
See me,
joins the
see.
army.
Let me read this. Golly, Superman jumping 3 miles down without a chute. What a super soldier. Let me try too. Oh, I'm dead.
Super
like
soldier.
All right. That's a fun comic. All these Golden
That's
Age
cool. I love 'em.
covers are
So
always
corny.
yeah, they're always hilarious. This is one of the most iconic Amazing Spider-Man Ditko covers ever. Amazing Spider-Man number 33. Look at that.
Iconic story
Six-
too.
645. Yeah. I mean, in the Spider-Man Homecoming, there was a scene that slightly homaged this. If you remember, like Vulture kind of left Peter Parker there, and underneath all the rubble, and then he kind of urges the energy to get up. And if you read the panels in this, and it's like Spider-Man can't. He kind of like he doubts himself. He can't do it. Then all of a sudden he goes through it. And if you just read the panels, I don't know if there's actual words on it, but the way it was written was Ditko did all the art for it first, and then Stan Lee came in later and added the words. So I mean, it was Ditko storytelling at its best. Just awesome. You didn't need, you know what I'm saying? It was like panel to panel, art.
Look at that Green Hornet, dude. Hold on, go back up. Look at that
Green Hornet comics.
Green
That's
Harvey.
just pretty. That's just a cool.
My man
friggin'
Kato
cover.
on the cover of Bruce Lee. Look at that.
Man, that's cool.
$5.69 for an
Come on, seems
8.5. I actually have the first Green Hornet cover that featured Bruce Lee on it. For a while, like it was a photo cover of Bruce Lee as Kato, because Bruce Lee had gotten so popular. Don't sleep on this book, boys and girls. Strange #1. This is it doesn't say, but it's the first appearance of a character, a new villain
that just came out.
Yep.
This is $500 raw for the.
Well, this is a 1 in 500 Virgin variant.
Oh.
Yeah. So they have. I didn't get the Virgin. I have the regular cover, but I also have this bad boy here.
Yeah,
The Frank Bruner Hidden Gem. That's why I was asking if Frank Bruner is still signed. I need to get this signed. Look at how
that's sick.
Oh, dude, I want to paint that on the side of my van.
Yeah,
dude. I'm telling you, right? It's
that's
like
a back tattoo, Tim. There you go.
That's like
There
Frank
you
Bruner
go.
at his best, man. But
That's a back tattoo.
don't sleep. This is the first issue. This is the 1 in 25, and this is the first cover appearance of the villain. If you see him in the background, gosh darn it, I already done. Hold on, I just posted it on Instagram. And I will tell you guys, hold on, his name, you guys probably already have it in the live chat, but yeah, his first appearance of the Harvest Man. Sorry. He's supposed to be like the antithesis of Doctor Strange, but this is the only one of all the variants that features him on the cover. So look out for that. So if you notice, like the Cleo one is dope, but this 1 in 20.
To the left of the Bruder one is cool too.
Yeah, the art germ's okay, but man,
Francesco.
this I got all of them except for I didn't get any of the Virgins, unfortunately, darn it. But I did get this one. I made sure I got this Frank Bruner Hidden Gem. It's a 1 in 100 variant, and I really hope his health is well enough to where he could do some signings this year, because he's still alive. So
Hey, go to that Lobo real quick. I actually have that book.
Do you?
No way.
Yeah.
Dell, look at that.
Yeah.
$4.99 and a 4.5.
This is the first African American comic book character.
Cowboy too.
Yeah, it's really actually a very historical book. I there's a post on Instagram that I posted about it. I'll have to find it, but it's pretty cool.
You know
book.
what? It reminds me of Jim Brown, who did a cowboy movie. For all those old heads, remember Jim Brown, a great running back for the Cleveland Browns, and he did some movies. And I do recall Jim Brown doing a movie where he was a black cowboy. So hey man, you get some knowledge, and you also get some sports facts. So look, I'm trying to remember if that was his name, but yeah, there was a movie. Jim Brown was so big at the time. Remember, he did the Dirty Dozen as well, and then he did this movie where he was a black. It was an African American cowboy. So there you go, man. Submariner, Joker.
Man, I got that Green Goblin book is pretty sweet.
I just sent this off to get graded. So this is Ultimate Comics Spider-Man #1. This is the first ongoing solo series. Dope, iconic cover. 406 for a 9.6. Good, because I don't think mine would hit a 9.8. But yeah,
It's
so
tough getting a 9.8. Black.
yeah, I also sent this in. Hey,
That's
speaking of the devil,
man, that Issa Ribic cover is great.
I'm hoping to get a 9.8 in this. I submitted this as well, as long as two
What a
Ultimate
great
Fallout
story.
#4. So I'll do a haul video as soon as I get it. This is the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher and the All Black Necro Sword. All time have only 9.8, $700. Wow. So this is one of those things where people aren't going to buy it till they actually see him moving around on screen, right? When all of a sudden he shows up in a trailer, and then people are just going to be like, "Oh, I should probably buy it now." Although you guys have known he's been coming for a while. This book was hot when it came out. I remember this one. This was the Sarah Pacelli regular variant for Spider-Man #1, the infamous kiss that they did, but instead of Spider-Man and MJ, Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen. So $324 for a 9.8. Not bad at all, man.
Hey, go to that Young Allies. That's really cool. That's like the original Teen Titans.
Yeah. This is like all the sidekicks.
Yeah,
it's
it's
Bucky
awesome.
and Toro.
That's a terrible cover.
It's a terrible
Yeah.
cover, but it's the
What is
sidekick. It
tied
was a
to the
sidekick thing.
train tracks?
Yeah. So $364. Wow. Johnny Quest. Oh my God. I remember this cartoon.
This is awesome.
Hanna-Barbera. This is Johnny Quest #1. $325 for Raw Comic. What's all time high? Wow, 9.0 for $1,000. You just
Anybody
don't.
out there ever watch Harvey Birdman?
Yes, the original.
Remember the episode about Johnny Quest and the custody battle between the two dads or the two adults?
Oh, you're talking about the new funny one, right?
the one that was where he's an
lawyer,
attorney at
right?
law and it's all silly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
wacky
No,
and
no, I
stuff.
haven't seen that one. I thought you meant the original, like cartoon from like the 70s or 60s.
No,
I
the
remember.
attorney at law one. Yeah, they did a whole
yeah.
custody battle episode about Johnny Quest. It was hilarious.
That is hilarious. All right, last one. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Black Widow issue #3, the Joelle Jones. That is dope.
Good look at
Dig
that
at
in a 9.8.
Yeah, 9.98 and 295 and 9.8. It came out in 2016. So way back before anybody really gave a shit or really gives a shit now. But that's what's shaking today, boys and girls. If you want to see what's shaking, go sign up for CovrPrice and then go over to the Shakers list and you can see what's shaking. So we're pushed up right against an hour. We don't want to keep you in a hostage any longer. Dark Side Jedi, any last words?
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening to me talk for an hour. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all about you. Gabe, any last words?
All right, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Great time. Thanks for having me on. And I like the new 52 also. So yeah, whatever.
Love it. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you.
There you go. You got some
Fucking hater,
validation. JB, speaking of haters, any last words?
Right. Shout out to the writers tonight, man. Fantastic information. And of course, the fans in the chat. If you had a good time, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you. Thanks.
All right, boys and girls, we will see you guys Tuesday for the top 10. Until then, keep digging in them long boxes. Have a great weekend, and peace out, y'all. Stay safe, man.
Now let's do this!
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's three greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright. In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
What's in the box?